Clark.
Good morning. Almost good afternoon.
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
How you doing? Okay, I'll turn around this way.
Here you go.
I should put that over here, my little flag. Can't see it back there.
Well, you're getting pretty official there, Bill.
Yeah. I figure I gotta do my icebreaker today and greet people.
That's right. Well, I'm going to make it so people can come in without me having to admit them. And then I'm going to disappear for just a minute and I'll be back. Let's see. There we go.
Climbing
All
into
right.
the telephone booth and coming back like Clark Kent.
That's right. I got to change into my Superman costume. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Claire, do you have a camera?
Yeah.
I only see.
No, I'm not on there yet. I don't have it turned on.
Oh, okay.
I will put it on in a minute.
Yeah, I'm supposed to welcome people today, so.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on then. I'll turn it on so you can welcome me. How's that?
Oh, good.
All right. There.
There we go. Welcome.
There you go. Actually, we haven't had a chance to even meet.
Yeah, I know it's kind of strange, with this COVID and everything. We keep meeting over Zoom.
Yeah.
It's not only Rotary, it's everything else. I mean,
Yeah, everything, all the organizations that I belong to, all the foundations, the boards.
Yeah, I mean,
feel like-
everything.
Yeah. It's kind of strange.
Yeah,
I think
at 2:00 I have swearing in with the Pioneer Electric, so we're going to do that over the Zoom.
Great. Yeah,
At least with the City Hall, I actually went there and they filmed it, and then they replayed it up when we did the Zoom at night. So
Oh, yeah. Well, it's at least everybody knows what's going on, So the more we get. If I didn't have these Zoom things to go to, sometimes I think I'd be going crazy. But because there's a lot of them, I'm involved in a whole bunch of things. And then I talk to my relatives that are in various places, and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, going out and being around and all that. And I'm thinking, well, so far no COVID, so that's good. We've got our first shot. We get our second one tomorrow.
Oh, you get your second one tomorrow? Yeah, I got my first. My second one's not until March 8th.
Yeah, we're doing it up at Beale. We found out that the DOD was doing it. We went up there and called up and got an appointment immediately, and so that was good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an interesting world we're in right now. And I have a feeling it's going to go on for a while. I don't think it's going to be summer. I think it's going to be well past summer.
Yeah, probably will. Probably not until the fall.
Yeah, at least. So all the fundraisers that we're trying to do, Rotary, the one that's next weekend, finally, but I don't know how that's going to turn out, although people are saying that they're getting used to these virtual ones and they're making more money on the virtuals than they are on the others. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think I probably would be going to more meetings virtually than I would in person, because I don't think I can make all these meetings if I had to go all over the place.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So this is actually, it's a lot better, a lot easier for me. So
And one of my meetings are like up in Auburn, so I don't think I'd be able to go up there and then come to another meeting down here. And
no, these are interesting times. The thing I miss, I guess, more than, well, the first thing I miss is not being able to be around our grandkids and kids, so, but that's hopefully after we all get our shots, that'll be a little bit easier. But the other thing is the face-to-face meetings with people, just seeing them, the only time you see them is walking around the neighborhood and wave to them with your masks on. So, but that's better than nothing. How long have you lived here, Bill?
almost 4 years. Be 4 years in 4 years in May, actually.
Where'd you come from?
Actually, I left Virginia. I retired when I retired from the State Department. I retired into Northern Virginia. I was living there, so I didn't really retire. I just didn't move.
That's where we were there for 17 years.
Oh, where?
In Fairfax.
Yeah,
Vern was at
that's where I left from. I left from Fairfax. I was right at the Vienna train station, halfway between Fairfax and Vienna.
Oh, okay.
Right.
We were right over by George Mason University, right in down, in Fairfax City. Vern was in the Air Force and then had 2 tours at the Pentagon. And then when he retired, he went straight into a association, as an executive director of an association in Alexandria, kind of doing pretty much what he was doing in the Air Force. But so we were there for 23 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm a native Californian. He's a native New York.
Oh, okay.
So whereabouts in, did you live in like a development or anything there that I'd know the name of? In Virginia?
I lived in a condo when I was there.
Oh.
What was Hunter's Glen? It was right next to.
I know where that.
station.
Okay, yeah, I know where that was. Yeah.
Corner of Nutley and I guess Lee Highway.
Yep.
Yeah, we're up a little
Know
bit
it well.
on the other side. We're halfway between Fairfax and Vienna, so halfway between Whole Foods and Trader Joe's.
Okay, gotcha. Know exactly where.
Yeah, it's right by that Pan Am, not too far, diagonally across the Pan Am shopping center.
Yeah.
I never could figure out why it was called Pan Am.
Yeah, I was there longer than you probably, and I never figured out why. So.
It was a little interesting shopping center. It had where did it have? It had a Safeway, a Wells Fargo, this place called Micro World, which had all the good stuff there, and it had a cemetery.
Yep.
I remember that. I couldn't figure out. Well, they just built it around the little cemetery there.
I think they do. Yeah, that's what. That's an interesting part of it. So, but do you miss the snow that they're having now and the terrible weather?
No, I'm a native New Jersey, and no, I am not at all.
Oh, New Jersey. Okay, yeah.
Because
California, I was not. I didn't even see snow until my senior year. We had a class snow trip. And that was the first time I'd actually even seen snow. And I like it in pictures. That's all.
I'm fine with it here. The snow is up in the mountains where it belongs.
Yeah, exactly. But it's I'm happy with. We liked it there though. It was a good tour. The kids went to a good school and they went to Robinson there and right in Fairfax. It was a huge school, huge, and I did a lot of volunteer work, and then I was the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce there in Fairfax for 17 years.
Okay.
So So anyway, so I like being around people and doing stuff like that. So
Hello, Joanne. How you doing? You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry, I'm fine.
she
Thank
is.
you.
I'm
there
supposed
she
to
is.
greet people as they come in today, so I'm greeting you.
That's right. I'm going to hold back and let you do it.
Who else do I got? Mitzi, how you
How are
doing?
you guys?
Hey, Mitzi.
All
Hey,
right.
Hey, Mitzi,
Hi.
you're nice and early.
Well, the meeting starts later than typical, so.
Well, yeah, and you won't be on till like 12:30. So
Oh, yeah, that's
you're
right.
really pushed.
Mitzi, in case you see me go off, this is Claire. I go off and probably about 1:45. I have an appointment up at Beale at 2, so I've got to leave at 1.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
nothing personal. I'm just if I have to leave, just so you know.
Let me continue with my introductions. Okay. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
How we doing?
Good.
I mean, I'm actually I'm supposed to be greeting people as they come in today.
Oh.
And RCL Zoom. Who is RCL Zoom?
Okay, that's Paul. I'm sorry, that's me. That's what Clark just said. This is Paul Radcliffe. Can you hear me, Bill?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you
Okay,
fine.
I'll change my name.
Yeah, change your name.
Yeah.
You can't go incognito.
That's
We want to hold you responsible for everything you say.
okay. What do you want me to change the name to?
Paul would be good.
Huh?
Paul would be good.
How about hey
Paul.
you? Okay, how's that?
Joanne, you want any new if you want any pictures, you have enough
Any what?
pictures of the paper, the copies of the
Oh,
paper.
fine. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Hello, Brian.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Okay, there's Howie.
Yeah, I recognize the voice. Yeah. I've got quite a few people on here.
Okay, hello, Stan. You're muted.
Hello.
Okay. Jerry's there. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm missing Art. Art doesn't have his picture on yet.
How about Norm?
I'm here.
I said Norm.
I see where Bill is here too. Hi, Joanne.
Hi there. Bill's the greeter today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's got to be tough when you don't know everyone by face yet, right?
I don't know everyone by face. I know a lot of people here, believe it or
Oh,
not.
by face, but not, yeah, tying the name with the face.
Yeah, tying the names. Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to be Bill's mentor. And these strange times we're having, it would be much better if he was at the front door of the women's club where he could
Right.
shake everybody's hand. But this is the next best thing. And we want to get his blue badge requirements out of the way. So this is the best way we can do it.
Welcome, Alan.
Perfect.
I'm sure he has a poem for us today.
Oh,
And I'm glad I have my name up there because I have a forgettable face.
I know. I'll get my banker.
Brian, I think that's pushing it a little bit. I think that face is not forgettable.
Art.
Especially when you smile.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And wear a tie.
I did it just for this meeting.
Liar. That doesn't pass the 4-way.
No, it does not. It does not.
Well, I saw him at a Rotary meeting earlier today and he didn't have it on, so
That's right. That's right. That's right.
we missed you
Is
all
that
at
a-
6 a.m.
Yeah,
for Joanne and Brian and Jan and myself. Susan
I
was
still had
there.
my pajamas on. That was a 6 o'clock call this morning.
That was early.
Yeah.
Was early.
Which club
But
in
it was,
Arizona is that?
Oro Valley,
Okay.
yeah, down by Tucson.
North of
somewhere.
Tucson, yeah.
north of
Oh,
Tucson.
north of, okay.
I grew up in Tucson, so
Oh, okay.
Who grew up there?
Yeah, it was nice.
Who grew up in Tucson?
Jerry Harner.
Oh, okay.
You know Wildcats, Art.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
We'll give just another minute for a few more people to show up here and we'll get started.
Got a few more other people there, Bill.
Yeah, I know. Jan, welcome. And of course, Christine.
Bet she's read every one of those books behind her there.
Richard.
I think-
How you doing,
Wouldn't
Richard?
do me much good. They haven't been updated in 20 years.
I think every attorney is required to have those books behind them in a video.
They're just cardboard.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they call libraries today. Wallpaper, expensive wallpaper.
That's what that is. That's wallpaper over here. That's wallpaper.
Hello, Barbara.
Right.
Welcome. We're missing Claire. She doesn't have her picture yet. I said,
No,
Rich-
I took it off. It'll be back in a minute. I'm in the middle of doing something first here.
All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started? You know, we got a lot of stuff to go through today. Let's see. Why don't we have Barbara? Would you mind leading us in the pledge today?
I pledge allegiance
To
the
flag.
Flag.
United
United
States of America. And to the republic
To the republic stands
Stand.
one nation under God,
under God,
Under God,
indivisible,
liberty and
justice for all.
Thank you very much, Barbara.
I'm
Appreciate
glad
that.
I'm learning to turn on mute. Unmute myself.
Wow, you were pretty quick with it, so thank you.
Yeah, I'm doing better.
And let's see, how about Jerry? Would you mind leading us in the four-way test, please?
Okay. Are we gonna have it up on the screen? Can you help me with that?
You gotta have it memorized.
Come on, you can do it,
Yeah.
Jerry.
I did, but I'm gotten old.
Sharing it should be, you should be able
Okay.
to. Is it on
It's not showing,
Oh, it's
I
Clark.
not showing.
see
What?
picture, but I don't see the,
Is it, will it?
there? Try it again, hold on.
okay, is it the truth?
Is it the
The
truth?
truth.
Is it?
Is there
true?
at all
Fair
concerned?
to all concerned.
Will it,
Build
will
good,
it-
will
Build
and
better
better
friendships.
friendships.
Better friendships,
Will it be
beneficial to all?
all concerned.
and will it?
And
Have
fun.
fun.
All right. Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate that. And Alan, do you have a poem for us today?
Yes, I do.
Bill was right.
Uh,
Can everybody mute? So we can hear it.
Since February is the month of love, here we go. We look for the one person who will fulfill our dreams. We hope they are out there somewhere. And then out of nowhere, they appear. We wish for a future together, one in which the special individual will become an important part of our lives and add a touch of class. Seeing you across the room made my heart skip a beat. Your flowing red hair highlighted the glow upon your face. I wanted
What time
to-
is the landing supposed to be on?
Excuse me?
His own house.
I don't know what happened there. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
we can hear you
Okay.
fine.
Let me start from the poem is a touch of class. Seeing you across the room made my heart skip a beat. Your flowing red hair highlighted the glow upon your face. I wanted to approach, but the thought of being rejected frightened me. Then you moved with elegance in my direction. I stared in awe as you walked toward me and readied myself for the encounter I awaited. Enthralled by the mere presence of your being, I tried to find the right words with which to address you. Anxiety welled up within. All my emotions soared. I straightened my tie, stood erect, and smiled. But you were not looking my way and did not see me. You walked right by as if I did not exist and headed out of the room. My eyes closed in frustration, and when they opened, I wanted to follow you, but hesitated, and then it was too late. You danced like an angel through the ballroom doors and disappeared from my life, but not my mind. My heart felt empty, a chance at love missed, a desire unmet, a dream unfulfilled. I pray our paths will cross once again and hope for the courage to engage you. Intrigued by your sophistication, the lost opportunity has not discouraged me, for I believe in my heart we are meant to be. We will meet one night on our journey through life, and ignited by the flames of love, you will add a touch of class to my world. Thank you.
Wow.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good job,
That was
Ellen.
very nice. I may steal that one.
All right, all right.
Okay.
You can steal it if you make a donation to the club.
Oh,
Better-
okay. All right.
Better be a redhead you're talking to.
No further comment. All right. Any visiting Rotarians? I didn't see any on the participants list today. How about guests? And I know Mitze will introduce you a little bit later.
I have a guest. Come over.
Who was that? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I have a guest. My daughter Heather is here.
Hi, Heather. Hey, Heather.
How about you guys? I love Rotary.
Look at.
Hi, Heather.
Nice to see you, Heather.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Heather.
Congratulations on your reward, Joanne.
Thanks very much.
All right.
All right. How about any birthdays? Any birthdays today? No birthdays. All right. Anniversaries.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
That February 23rd is coming up, and thinking of birthdays, that's Paul Harris's birthday. So we might want to programmatically highlight that.
Good idea. Good idea.
Okay, come over here. It's our anniversary tomorrow.
Yay.
So I'll be writing a check.
How many years is it?
You can work together on it.
I wasn't asking. I was
37.
asking you, Joanne. I didn't want to get him in
37
trouble.
long, happy, wonderful years.
I knew better than to ask Mike that question. All right. Okay. Next up, we got an icebreaker today from Bill. So we will have Bill, if you're ready, you can take it away. You're on mute, by the way.
There it is.
All right.
Hi, I'm Bill. I'm Bill Lauritsen. I guess I'm your newest member. How did I get to Rotary? Well, it all started when I was born and raised in New Jersey. I attended Rutgers University, where I earned a BA, and then eventually an MBA in finance. I went on to be a CPA. After which I joined the U.S. Foreign Service, basically the State Department, and I served overseas for 27 years. Service in places like Tanzania, Australia, Zaire, where else? Israel, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Colombia, Jamaica, and then of course Washington. I retired from the State Department back in 2012, and then I actually went back and worked part-time for them, working in their office of, or the Bureau of Legislative Affairs. And I spent a lot of time up on in the Capitol, in the two offices they have up there during the period when we were debating the Benghazi documents. So I was actually set in some of the meeting rooms, and got to explain what the cables and the emails were all about. Eventually, a friend of mine who had worked for AID, the Agency for International Development, he was a comptroller, I was a finance officer. So we worked sometimes in the same place. And I told him I wanted to retire in California. I always liked California. I mean, every time I came back from Australia, I always spent a couple weeks here, and I was looking for a place to retire. He recommended Roseville because he had lived in Orangevale, and he said, well, there's a nice retirement community there in Roseville. So I said, okay, fine. And we both of us flew out here. I found a place here up in Lincoln in Sun City, and he found a place in Sun City in Roseville. I moved here in 2017. I got involved in various clubs and politics, and I started going to council meetings. Eventually, as you well know, I ran for city council and was elected last year. As far as the Rotary is concerned, I always felt that I should be involved in at least one service organization, and I kind of like your organization. So when Joanne actually invited me to come to some of your meetings, Joanne and Brian, who was by the way is my banker, suggested I come to the Rotary meetings, and I kind of liked it, and so I applied to become a member of the Rotary. Basically, that's it. That's why I'm applying to be a member of the. Well, actually, I'm a member of the Rotary and applying for my blue badge. Any questions?
Right. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Bill. Appreciate it. It's good to get some more background on you.
He didn't say one important thing. What's his occupation right now?
City councilman.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it. All right. Anyone have any things they want to share with the group this week?
I have something really kind of cool for me. My son was drove down to Mexico, down the Baja, and he basically passed Chapala. And I told him, when you go there, go and see, because this is where we worked, where we donated money, and we made the difference in the people getting water there. So for me, that was very special. At least he saw
nice.
Good for him.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Did he say anything about it? Did he stop?
He said it was very dry. So, but he said it's amazing. I mean, he was amazed by all the small towns, and the poverty, by driving down there, and we don't realize it until we see it, right? And so it was a good lesson.
Yeah. Great. Thank you for sharing.
Uh-huh.
All right. Anyone else have anything?
We have a blood drive tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. at McBean Pavilion. So roll up your sleeves and
they've
help
had
out.
some cancellations, so we'd love to have,
Yes.
and there's a real shortage.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to get out. If you've ever given blood, or if you've never given blood, give it a try. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
And they have wonderful homemade cookies and brownies. I mean, really good.
Yeah, the snacks are always good.
They're really good.
And
Yeah.
if you can't go, invite your neighbors and friends.
Yep.
Get them down there.
Brian?
Yes, Jerry.
I had an interesting conversation with an old Lincolnite who is very active and has been active for the past 50 or 60 years in Lincoln. And her name is Barbara Vineyard, and she practically runs the what's the hall? Mount Pleasant Hall. And in fact, I was calling her because I was reserving a new date for the tour to Lincoln on October 30 instead of May 15th. And we got to talking about our experience with vaccinations. And she was indicating that her husband and his brother are both the kind of people that don't want to be bothered about, number one, don't want to be bothered about signing up through the internet and waiting on a telephone for 2 hours to to get an appointment. And they would not have gotten vaccinations were it not that Barbara stepped in and made them for them, which kind of brought to mind this problem that I think is in our community, where older residents, those 80 plus, who should be on the priority to get vaccines, probably are not getting them because of the difficulty navigating the system. And I just wanted to throw it out to the board, maybe to consider a service project where some of us could get involved in making those contacts for senior citizens that find it very difficult to navigate through the system themselves.
I think it's a great idea. And maybe we can talk offline about that a little bit to understand how we would even get notice on who those people might be. Because obviously a lot of those people don't want to actually see us face to face either. So, but I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that would be one of the most difficult parts of that kind of a project. But we're looking for service projects where we can get involved in. Some people don't want to do physical labor, but this would be an opportunity to use some brain power and do it while we're sitting down.
Right. Right.
In the ideal world, the community service committee would get after that.
Yeah, and that I think that would be a good suggestion for Brian to bring that to them.
Yeah.
And what the county is saying, by the way, is for folks like that to dial 211 on their phone to get that information. But I'm not sure.
Getting the information and being able to work with it may be two different things.
I agree, but that's what they're saying for folks who don't have internet access.
Right.
So I have not tried that. I don't know what happens once you dial that number, but at a minimum, we could publicize that. That is an option.
People even know that option.
I don't think it's well known, but I'm on the county calls every week where they talk about it, and that's where they've said, it's come up before, like, how do we reach these people? They say, well, dial 211. But I think it's a great idea, Jerry. I think that we ought to just go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how we find the people, but it might be that the county might even help us by giving some, I don't know, there might be some privacy issues, but.
Yeah, I think you said it right there, but maybe they can and even incorporate that into their conversation when people do dial 211. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can talk more about that and with Kimberly, and then also Joanne, since you're on that committee with the county. Okay. Great. Good idea, Jerry.
All right. Thanks.
Anyone else have anything they want to share?
I was just gonna mention something that Joanne roped me into. Tomorrow, the District 5180 is having a Zoom. It's going to feature, it's called Braver Angel. And I don't know how many of you have heard about it. I could send out a note. It's not tomorrow, I'm sorry, it's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Saturday morning.
Okay. Yeah.
From, I think, 9 to 10:30. And Braver Angels is an organization that's trying to bring back the ability for people from both sides of the political spectrum to talk to each other in a civil way. At least that's my understanding of it so far. So anyway, we're going to have like 10 conservatives, 10 liberals on this panel that's going to be mediated, I guess, by somebody from the Braver Angels organization. Joanne, maybe you want to give a few more details, but
yeah, you might have seen an article to this week or last week in the Time magazine called Frayed Ties, I think, F-R-A-Y-E-D, and it mentions Braver Angels and talks about them. It's a nationwide coalition of folks that are really trying to put together an ability for people to communicate, because there's many families who are not talking to each other, or they've lost their ability to communicate because of their differences with politics. So this is an attempt to, and a very from what all I've read and heard, this is a really very poignant and moving and revolutionary way to connect those things. And it's just been real successful. So I'm excited about it. And I'm really pleased that Clark stepped up. Thank you. And it's, I think it's 7 people from both sides, and it'll be facilitated by somebody who's expert in doing this. And she's a Rotarian who's done this several times. So you can, it's going to be a real, pardon me?
Is it a Zoom link?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. And as an observer, you can just watch. Afterwards, it's called a fishbowl. So you'll be watching what goes on in this fishbowl and observing it, and then you'll have an opportunity to make comments towards the end.
I'll send out the registration link via Club Runner after the meeting today.
I mean, just to see Clark in a fishbowl would be kind of worth the price of admission.
And I'll be representing the conservative viewpoint, by the way. Joanne, are you still going to be on the panel?
I am not on the panel.
Yeah, she
Just
was
observer. This is part of the peace committee is that I'm on. The district peace committee has done this, has arranged it, and I think it's pretty exciting. So
I plan to attend. It's Barbara. I saw it in one of the communications I got, and I'm going because I want to applaud. I want to applaud that it's occurring, because we can't act like it's not a problem, you know. And so my applause went to Lynette, and I know the benefit I had is that I found out that Joanne is very active and very respectful. And I didn't want to say anything to her because she always gets an idea if you're going. So I'm a little bit nervous of confessing that I'm going, because then she has another thought.
Oh, I'm just delighted you're going.
Oh, I am very pleased.
I've known Lynette for a number of years. She and I have been working sort of on the peace stuff together. We flew down to Southern California for one of the Rotary Zone meetings and got to hear Gandhi's son speak. That was several years ago. So Lynette's a great person.
Yeah. So I plan to be there.
Great.
Great.
Hope to see some of you all, some of the rest of you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Clark and Joanne. Appreciate it. Anything else? I have one thing. I think some of you were on
Susan this morning, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna break into right now. Yeah, thank you. So this morning, Joanne, Clark, myself, and Jan were on the call with Susan Elliott's new club, Earl Valley down by Tucson. And it was a 6 a.m. call, right? Because of the time difference. So I was already on my second cup of coffee just to be there, but well worth it. And as you may recall, we had, as a club, awarded Susan with a Paul Harris Award, in part for her help, not only within the club, but also what she did for us last fall. If you'll recall, we were having difficulty when we did a transition in bookkeeping, and there was some stuff that was missing, and she came back in, reviewed everything that from back to the day that she left, which was January, February last year, and got everything cleaned up for us. So that was very helpful, saved a lot of time and a lot of heartache and headache. So we finally were able to get her that award today, and we attended and presented that to her in front of her new club. So that was great. So, and
was she
I want
totally
to thank
surprised, Brian? Was she totally surprised?
So I think so she was, but yet really to get her there today because of some things going on. Her mother had passed a couple months ago, so she's been dealing with a lot of stuff and not attending on a regular basis. So her president reached out to her and said, "Hey, we need you there. We've got something we want to, you know." I forget exactly how we put it, but so she had some idea something was going on. And then when she saw our faces on Zoom, she put 2 and 2 together to figure there was some sort of a thank you. The Paul Harris Award itself did catch her off guard. And she's very grateful. I spoke with her after her meeting this morning, and she was very happy, very excited, and very thankful, and said she misses all of us. But yeah, that was a really nice thing. And I want to say thanks to Clark, because he really did all the coordination behind the scenes. And it was a lot of back and forth between him and Dave Brown, who's the president of Susan's Club. So thank you, Clark, for all that work. All right, why don't we go on to a few committee reports quickly here. Richard, anything from World Services?
Nothing, we're good.
Okay, I don't see Kimberly's not on, right? No. Anyone else have anything from community service? No. Okay, Chris, youth?
Not much to report. Just do want to let you know at our school board meeting on Tuesday night, it's nice to know that our numbers are going down. We don't have big numbers as far as COVID in the school district, but the numbers are on the way down. So that's a real plus. Sports are starting to open up, cross country. What else? Cross country and baseball's starting a little bit to open up. So the kids are starting to get more excited about stuff. We're trying to, we're adopting seniors right now at Phoenix Lincoln High School in our Atlas program to kind of make their school year go a little better and hopefully enjoy graduation a little bit. And we will be having some sort of graduation ceremony for our seniors. That's it.
Hey,
Chris, do you know if the new high school, the 12 Bridges High School, is still open, going to be open in the fall?
Absolutely, with freshmen and sophomores.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, can you just explain real briefly what is involved in adopting a senior?
There's a Facebook page. The senior parents are putting information about their seniors on this page. It's called Adopt a Senior 2021. And what you basically do is adopt a student, a senior, and present them not with a lot of stuff, but maybe a congratulations card. Some people go way out and give them baskets full of different things, give them gift cards, anything that just makes their life a little happier. And even like a poster. I adopted 3 kids last year and it was just really fun. They didn't know who I was until the very end. So that kept their anticipation up. But then I think last year's class was celebrated more than any class has ever been celebrated. And this year they're struggling. It's pretty difficult that a senior does not get anything for their senior year, and proms and all the activities with football and basketball and all of that. So parents, it's really not parents adopting the kids, it's friends and just acquaintances that read about their little bios that they put, and then they adopt them. So there's lots of kids out there. There's 500 for Lincoln High School. There's probably 13 to 20 Phoenix High School. Phoenix High School kids are really struggling to get through their credits. And then Atlas is our independent study program. I don't know how many seniors are there. So there's quite a few.
So I'm wondering if we can do something as a club and maybe promote this at least with our members, and because it doesn't really take very much. And I think it has a big impact.
I could, I'll reach out
out
to the one that's in charge and see what their needs are. There's always some kids that are not adopted or their parents that don't put them up for adoption. That sounds weird, but no, a lot of times this is the parents that are on Facebook, and a lot of parents are not on Facebook. And maybe if we focused on Phoenix High School, because I noticed none of those kids are on that page, or their parents aren't on that page.
It would be great. And maybe the avid kids too. I don't know how much they,
yeah.
But maybe what we could do is send something out to the club on Club Runner. If
I will, once I figure out what they need. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thanks.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that update, Chris. And I think it's a good suggestion there, Joanne. Karen, update on fundraiser.
Yeah, last Thursday, we opened up the silent bidding for our Rotary Opens Doors. We have about 60, 65 items in there. Some of them are from our Rotary members. Others are from the charity works that we contracted with to put a bunch of stuff in there, like some of the trips, except for the San Francisco one. We provided that, our club did. And so I would ask each one of you to send out an invitation, copy of what Art sent out or what Shantae sent out, and send it to 10 people via email and talk it up. We need, what right now is what we need is to drive people to go bid on our silent auction items and then join us on the right-hand side of when they go into the silent auction. On the right-hand side under the Lincoln Rotary Foundation, they can sign up for the live auction and come next Friday, a week from tomorrow, to the live auction at 5:30 p.m. And we have, I think, 7 things under live auction. And we have, at the end, we're going to have a game kind of thing where the prize is a tree that Chris is making with gift cards on them, various gift cards on them that can be used anywhere nationwide. Worth $600. And so they donate $50. And then if they want to donate $50, and at some point the auctioneers say, okay, close. And whoever's the last bidder or the last person who donated $50 gets the tree worth $600. So that's how it's going to work. We also, during that time that we're having the live auction, we will have a introduction from Brian. We will have a couple of different videos on things that we're doing in the community and what we hope to do. So one of them will be talking about the internet that we provided last spring. Another one will talk about the, help me, Chris.
Cornerstone.
Well, yeah, but the other thing that we're doing, and then we're gonna have internet. And what did we do last year? I'm having a brain freeze. Anyway, then we're going to have 3 videos on a Cornerstone, which is a program that we're help the district put into elementary schools. And it will show how it was developed by the YMCA, and it shows how kids can be with reading and with talk with an adult can get better character traits, and work with ideas like bullying and depression, and there's like a whole bunch of those things, and it's a year-long kind of curriculum that goes through it. It's a wonderful program, and it's been used by many Rotary and elementary schools in the Bay Area, and we're picking up on that. So that's what our main thing is for earning money besides our regular stuff, is this new program. Chris, what is the other thing that you're videotaping? I forget.
The salt mine.
Oh, okay, thank you. The salt mine, and then mentioning that we support the counseling program. So that's what it is. I'm not sure, has anybody seen the paper today? There might have been an article in the paper today about it. I'm not sure. And so the important thing is that we get people to come to bid on things and to come next Friday night to the open program and live auction. Trips to Mexico, trip to Cancun, trip to Sedona, trip to San Francisco, and in our silent auction, there's other couple of trips that are in there too. So along with some wonderful things that people have donated, from making cookies to a ship, what do you call it?
Compass.
And it's like a compass, but it's actually not. But anyway,
Ship's telegraph.
It's called a telegraph, but that's not.
It's
Yeah.
a ship's telegraph.
Telegram.
It's really quite,
Telegram.
it's brass and it's beautiful. It's just really quite lovely. So anyway, any questions about what we're doing? On the emails, there are places for you to click for the silent auction. It takes you directly there, and also to sign up for the live auction. And the live auction, you just put in your email and your name and telephone number, and then you're signed up to be able to go in next week to it.
Not to get Art in trouble, but be sure you use the right graphic. That the live event is on the 26th, not the 19th.
Yeah.
So make sure if you're sending that out. What's that, Chris?
It's the orange graphic.
Yeah, the orange graphic, good. And please send it out to everybody you know. I sent out 150 of them, and yesterday we sent out about, I'm not even sure how many, but I think it was about 700 to people who had attended the Wine Fest in the past. So we're hoping to get those, those 35 to 45-year-old ladies who drink wine, get them going.
I sent out 57.
What are you laughing at, Mitzi? Is that you?
Yep.
Right.
I think you just categorized her right there.
You nailed her.
All right. Well, thank you, Karen, for that update. And yes, everyone try and help out here. Send the email out to anyone that you can. Appreciate it.
Everyone.
Yep. Clark, anything on membership?
I got an email from Rich Lester from the Emmaus Church in the Foundry. I've got his application, but we've just been waiting for his check, but he said the check's in the mail. So hopefully it's hit the PO box, and we'll be presenting his name for membership probably within the next week.
Great.
So
All right.
Thank you. Baker's place when England moved from that organization.
Okay.
So we're excited.
All right. Thank you, Clark. Claire, anything to update on socials?
No, I'm waiting until this auction thing's over. We've been trying to find out and get a little more detail from the city about couple of ideas I have. So.
Okay, sounds good. Anyone else have anything they want to share at this point? All right, then why don't we go ahead and move on to Mitzi. Chris, would you mind doing the introduction for us?
Sure. I would like to introduce Mitze de la Cruz as a proud graduate of Heald College with an associate's in applied science degree in business administration. She has been a realtor for 7.5 years and currently leads the De La Cruz Realty Group here and in Sacramento. Her professional accomplishments include being a 3-time Icon agent at her current brokerage, EXP Realty, a lifetime Masters Club member with the Placer County Association of Realtors, and was awarded Businesswoman of the Year in 2020. Mitzi serves on the board of directors for the Lighthouse, Downtown Lincoln Association, and she is a chamber ambassador. She has served on countless local committees. Mitzi is a mother of 9, including 3 bonus children, and has been married to her husband, Xavier, for 9 years today. So happy anniversary.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
She started the Lincoln Live project, I forget how many years back, but she's here today to share with us Lincoln Live. Take it away.
Thank you. I was trying to actually figure out how to stream on Lincoln Live at the same time. And I see that I'm able to share my screen, but I don't see the option to share on Lincoln Live. So, gosh, that's a bummer, but that's okay. I will.
This is Clark. I can probably figure it out. You mean from the Facebook?
Yeah.
Page?
Yeah.
I can probably help you out when you get ready to do that. I'll try.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, because I could stream it simultaneously.
Okay, let me see if I can. I just don't know if we can share screens at the same time. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to do that.
You know what? You can take over and share your screen, and then go live, and then I can take back the share screen.
Okay, give me 1 second to pull.
And if it's too much trouble, don't worry about it. I just thought it'd be kind of fun.
So that's from the Facebook page, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was on it earlier today. Yeah. did you want to show like the video from the barbecue or something, or we're just live?
Oh, no, we would be, so this meeting right now, this portion of the meeting would actually be streamed on Lincoln Live. So instead of vice versa, but
So
that's
when
okay.
when I hit the live button, I don't see it coming on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and see, I don't know, if I were the host, I could do it. If I'm not the host.
Let's see here. So I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Can't you just make her co-host, Clark?
Yeah. Well, she's got rights to share her screen, but we're trying to stream. So I've got it on live.
Oh, you're live on Facebook now?
Yeah. Can you, do you see my screen I'm sharing?
Yeah. Well, okay, I see. Well,
I'm on the Facebook. What button am I supposed to hit? Should I hit home or to hit live or?
so when you are on, when you're down at the bottom of your screen, and you see how like you've got the bar that comes up and it's got mute, stop video, participants, you know, yada, yada, not on this page per se, but at the very bottom of your screen, there should be an option for share screen and then.
No, I did that.
Okay.
You guys can see it?
Yeah, no, I do. We do see it. And then along the side, to the right side, there should be an option to go live on Facebook. If not, like I said, it's not a big deal. What we can do is we can. I
better just give it back to you and let you share your screen and your presentation. It's not working.
No problem. I'll just, you know what I'm going to do is record this snippet. Oh.
Well, I've got this whole thing recorded, by the way, and we'll put it on our YouTube channel and I can share that with you afterwards too.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So thank you for bearing with me, you guys. I just wanted to give that a try, but I do know that your meeting ends here in a bit. So I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So Lincoln Live is something that is very near and dear to my heart. It's definitely been a labor of love. Something, you know, that's really just progressed into this amazing, wonderful endeavor that, you know, I've been doing now since July of 2017. So we're going on 4 years that we've been doing weekly videos, and I'll go more into that in just a moment. So Lincoln Live is on Facebook at I Love Lincoln, or you can search Lincoln Live. We also take our videos and we upload them to YouTube. My first video was published on August 3rd of 2017. And then my first guest was actually Chris Wyatt, representing Friends of McBean. We're at 3.9 thousand views of that one video that was posted all that time ago. And I'm really excited to share that with you because you'll see kind of the progression of then till now. So we've posted over 200 live videos. We've got 2,700 likes and about 3,300 followers. So basically the idea is we want to showcase organizations, leaders, events, and then help preserve Lincoln's heritage and encourage community support. So that's kind of the idea behind the show and what it is that we're looking to do. So we look to promote or highlight local businesses, nonprofits, local campaigns, community events, local historians, and generational Lincolnites. And again, the idea is as we grow, we want to make sure that not only do newcomers to Lincoln have the ability to find community events and opportunities to serve within the community, you know, in one place. Also, we want to get the word out about things like the raffle that the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce is doing as their fundraiser. I'd love to promote your fundraiser, the silent auction, so we can talk more about that offline. I can get all the information and share that. The Love Lincoln Shop Local Marathon. You know, it's just really important, and I don't think that most people understand, you know, what all, you know, just the way that the city works and making sure that we're keeping our tax dollars local and what it means when they're really going outside of Lincoln for shopping and dining and things of that nature. So this is just some snippets that I took from my page. Yeah, it's very busy, I know. This is what I see on my end. So I'm able to see, like, for example, these different videos that I've done, the amount of views, the amount of engagement. And then we just try to be extremely interactive with the folks that are tuning in and encourage shares and things of that nature, so that not only are we able to be seen in front of our regular audience, but also we're reaching their sphere of influence with shares and things of that nature. So we did have a portion of Lincoln Live where we were talking about the history of Lincoln and the area as a whole. And it was a little time consuming, so I kind of went away from that a bit. I really got stumped when I started to try to talk about the history of Sheridan and things like that. That was one of the communities I was trying to talk about. And there wasn't a ton of information, but in my journey, I stumbled onto the Lincoln Area Archives Museum. So I was able to get some more information there, but David Lightfoot actually does such a phenomenal job with his whole series of videos on Sheridan that I just opted to share those and then kind of didn't get back to sharing, you know, these fun facts, but something that I really would like to get back to. So if you guys have any history that you can share with me or topics or ideas, I'd love to get back to doing a weekly post about the history of the area. So that's been something really fun that I did in the past. Also local, like for example, like the Lincoln Veterans Memorial Coalition, you know, local movements like that, where there's, you know, a focus on honoring Lincoln's veterans and current service members. I mean, that's awesome. It's really great to have the opportunity to share those things that the general public wouldn't necessarily be able to be aware of without that focus. So that's been really fun as well. So what have I learned over the years? Tons and tons of growing pains. Learning what the audience wants to see, topics to cover and those to stay away from. In addition, equipment. So I'm actually going to share with you a little bit of my very first video with Chris. So you can see kind of where we were and where we've come. So I won't play the whole 11-minute video, but I'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit.
Hello, everybody. Mitze Cruz. Welcome to our very first edition of Lincoln Live. I am interviewing Chris Wyatt today with Friends of McBean, and we're just super excited to see all of the changes that have been going on here at McBean Park and just all the improvements. And so I'm just really curious to find out, you know, what the backstory is. So Chris, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Oh, I didn't know I was going to do that. I'm Chris Wyatt. I have been a resident of Lincoln for over 50-some odd years. My husband was born and raised here, and we came back. I worked at Lincoln High School for 37 years, and I'm currently on the school board, raised 2 children, 2 grandsons that are always on breaks, and that's kind of it. Very involved in the community and president of Friends of McBean. Yeah, I know that the community of Lincoln really does appreciate everything that you do. Hello, everybody.
So one of the things I just want to point out is how shaky the camera work was at the beginning. So my very first assistant, Andra, was actually my cameraman back there, camera woman, if you will. back then, and she held my cell phone. So this was her, with my phone. We didn't have, we didn't have great internet. It was, somebody would call. As a realtor, I'm constantly getting calls. So, that would disrupt the video. In addition, we had no microphones. We didn't understand lighting, positioning, any of that. So it's really been a journey to go from that video. And thank God we had such a wonderful guest that everybody just loves and adores, because we had tons of views based off the fact that everyone loves Chris. If we would have had a guest that wasn't as popular, the show could have just ended there. So who knows? But you can see we've learned a lot over the years, and the quality of the video has gone up tremendously.
And joining me today are the Director of Outreach and Compliance for John Adams Academy, and Heather Brown, the Headmaster of Elementary.
So it's really low. Let me see if I can't turn up the volume a little bit.
Hello, everybody. Mitze Cruz here, host of Lincoln Live. Today, I'm so excited to be live right here at the Roosevelt campus of John Adams Academy. And joining me today are Norman Gonzalez, the Director of Outreach and Compliance for John Adams Academy, and Heather Brown, the Headmaster of Elementary. So first of all, I want to thank you both for joining me. Thanks for being here. We're excited to talk with you today.
Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Can you guys start off by telling me a little bit about yourself, and I'll start with you, Heather?
Sure. So I have been with John Adams Academy since 2011.
So yeah, as you guys can see, there's been, quite a transition, and even with the quality of the video, because we're streaming live on Facebook, and then we upload the video to YouTube. So there is some quality that's lost in that transition, and we're still kind of playing with that and trying to figure out the workaround on that, if there is one. But so it's constantly evolving. So let's see, logistics of Lincoln Live. So like I mentioned, when we were just starting off, my assistant had her cell phone and all of that, and we didn't have any other equipment. We now have a dedicated tablet. It's the same model here. We've got the Ring light that holds the tablet. And then while we're live, my assistant will share to the local Facebook groups with my phone. So it's kind of all working simultaneously. And then we do have these wired microphones, mostly because I haven't put in the investment of the $200 and something it's going to cost us for the cordless mics, but now we have this equipment, which is actually not bad as far as cost is concerned. It's all been, pretty relatively inexpensive. So it's been nice, but it really does help a lot. So another idea behind Lincoln Live is not just to highlight local businesses and nonprofits and things of that nature, but also to help people to come together and network. So we hosted our first Lincoln Live guest appreciation party on April 3rd of 2019 at Rancho Robo Winery, which was another business that we had highlighted. So it was really nice to bring everyone together and have that opportunity. We had a second Lincoln Live guest appreciation party scheduled for spring of last year, but we all know what happened. So of course that didn't come to fruition, but looking forward to having further networking opportunities in the future. So speaking of that, as soon as spring hit, I saw the need to have more episodes of Lincoln Live. We were all kind of stuck at home, and we shifted from being live in person to live via Zoom. just like we are now. And so I would meet with my guests via Zoom, interview them, and we actually did a 3-week daily marathon. So every single day for 3 weeks, we did an episode of Lincoln Live, and just made sure that we were helping the community to know, who was open, how they could support local restaurants and other businesses that were heavily impacted by COVID, and do it in a safe and secure manner. So that was definitely a learning curve as well, but I had such a great time doing that. So that's pretty much what I have to share with you guys regarding Lincoln Live. But I'd love to hear from you guys regarding thoughts on the show, ideas, or if there are specific guests or topics that you think might be great for us to cover.
I have an idea.
Okay.
There are many parks in Lincoln that are named after historical figures.
Sure.
Like one park is named after the first postmaster and things like that. And so I think a good one would be to talk about the parks and give the history of why they were named what they were named.
I love that. We did a little blurb on the Manzanita Cemetery at one point, and we talked about the different family names of the folks that are buried there. But I like that idea, so I'm actually taking some notes.
Did you mention the signs that are there? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
No, I didn't mention the signs.
Well, you should mention that.
Not all the parks have them, but several of the parks, our Rotary Club has put in signs with a description of why they were named, or who they were named after, in the history of it. Jerry can talk more about it.
Yeah, biographic sketch. And
that project was headed by Jerry, and he did a phenomenal job. He did all the research, got the materials that are sustainable, and went about it. And it was a big job, and much appreciated.
Okay, so we need to talk offline, because that would be that's a great show. And that's the thing, is that we get people that'll reach out to us, and they'll ask to be interviewed, and I try to be as accommodating as I can without touching on topics that I think are inappropriate for the show. But at the same time, we've done so much covering businesses that I feel like we are missing the mark in some ways when it comes to the history, and just getting back to focusing more on just the roots of Lincoln. So anything, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want.
So Mitze, you should interview Jerry, and maybe you could even do a program on each park.
Yeah, I'd love that. Well, we can do a whole series, and then what we can do is we can actually have like a dedicated day of the week to do that. And then, that sounds amazing. I love that.
So we have a bunch of pictures we put together, and I'll send you a link to that from on our Facebook Google page.
Awesome, thank you.
Mitzi?
Yes.
This is Barbara. Do you happen to have an advisory group of community leaders?
No.
Well, just think about that, because then you would have constant information, but let me share this. And what I'm moving toward is you can then have representatives from our Rotary Club that would keep you posted on key events. I'd like to leave you with one thought. Rotary is often thought of predominantly male. And surprisingly, people are not aware of the leadership roles that women play. So I would suggest for Women's History Month, which is in March, that we highlight the very impressive women we have in Rotary, such as Joanne, Chris, we could go on. And that's a positive way of conveying the leadership role for people who have no idea what Rotary is about. The other I said to you for April 19th is our founder's birthday, Paul Harris. That would be very impressive too. For Rotarians who are not as familiar with the accomplishments of our leadership and our founders. So that's just a thought. But I think you'd benefit tremendously of having resource leaders that you meet on a constant basis.
That would be amazing. I love that idea.
And
I'll be glad to help you since I chaired a couple of those connected with television.
Yes, please.
They thought they knew and they didn't. But here's the thing, that you are doing great work. And it's such key work because once you publicize what you can do, organizations will run to you. But to coordinate that, you do need to have extra bodies. And I know I did that for a couple of the TV stations, having community leaders. And it was not always received well, but then when they found out stories that they were unaware of, then there was a partnership.
one of your interviews might be with Barbara, by the way. She's a member of the National Hall of Fame of Women in the United States.
Okay. Well, I'm jotting your name down, Barbara, because I'm going to need your help.
Well, what I had planned to do, but see, that's what I mean, that Joanne is so difficult. You know, what I would like to do is really capitalize while you're, currently considering March is here almost, that Chris and Joanne, and they will certainly bring others, but even with our incoming president, Brian, and I think you could take this on and talk about the historic, organization. And I love for you to say it's the first. People debate me, even in Rotary, they're just not aware that we were the first worldwide service organization. So whenever we do publicity, I always say, please tell them that we're the first. And my own Rotarian friends, not in this state, but said, that's not true. She doesn't know what she's saying. And the next week he apologized. I guess he looked it up. But I do think that Rotary is not as well known as it should be. And the good work we do, as soon as you mention it, there's a different view.
Mitze, if you have an opening for next week, we are having our fundraiser. And I don't know if you support those kinds of things on your programs, but we're having a silent auction right now, and we'll have a live auction next Friday night. And certainly a couple of people here in the group would be happy to talk to you about it and what we're trying to do to raise money for.
So yeah, absolutely. That's exactly the type of thing that I want to promote and highlight. And I think it's really, like, for example, the Women's Club. I've interviewed different members of the Women's Club or gone live from the Women's Club 3 times now. So we've worked on helping to fundraise for their roof. We've highlighted the fundraiser that the Chamber of Commerce did there a couple months ago, where they were, selling sandwiches and barbecue. So that's the thing, is that the community doesn't know necessarily unless they stumble across some of the information online. But the big push is just to make people aware so that they know, how they can best support the organizations like Rotary and keep the funding going.
Yes, you did a nice spot for us on Tour de Lincoln a year or two ago.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And the Wine Fest too, you've done that. We did when we last had it.
It will happen again. Both of them will.
Yes. Yeah, and so you guys, I'll make sure that Chris has my email address. If you guys think of any other ideas or any feedback, please let me know. I had done a piece on McBean Park and the Portuguese picnic, and I had one person reach out to me, and the facts that I had found online, they completely said, well, this is correct, but this is not right, and all of that. So it took finesse because, I didn't want to discount what I'd found online, but I certainly didn't want to discount what they were sharing with me. So what I did was I modified my post to include, hey, this is what I found, but these are the corrections that were made by somebody who, has been here for quite a while, and they should know. So take it for what it's worth. It's all kind of the information I was given. You know what I mean? So
Well, the other thing that I'm sorry, Jerry.
Oh, I was going to say, it comes down to whether you're talking with Portuguese from the mainland or Portuguese from the Azores. That's the difference in the two sets of facts.
Oh, gotcha.
One of the other things that you feature that's really important is our Lincoln Love Lincoln program, which the city's been actually making these videos, and they are really good. And I don't know if they're getting as much play or viewing as they need to. So I think it's really important that you carry those, because they're terrific about our shopping locally, etc.
Thank you. Yeah, it's tough, I think, because Facebook and YouTube, they all have different algorithms. So there's a shift in the amount of views that you get from doing something as small as tagging yourself in Lincoln when you're sharing a video versus not tagging yourself in Lincoln. Like Facebook loves that. And so the algorithm's going to make that video push it out to a wider audience than it ordinarily would. It's just those little things, and Facebook is constantly changing their algorithm. So it's super hard to keep up. But yeah, I thank you for reminding me, because I know I had shared the first one that they've done, but I did see Jason Price had done a Gas Up Local video the other day, and I can share it.
Yeah, you did a great job on that. That's a good one. And the other one is where they interview people downtown talking about how great it is. Mitze and I are on the DLA board together, so we I have your email too.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Mitze. It was a lot of good information, and I think we should be in touch. Got a number of things here I think we can work on together between us and you. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else before we wrap up today?
Yeah, Brian, can I make a little announcement? I've been a little distracted because I just got for those of you who live in Lincoln Hills, the HOA board results, the election. Craig Fraser won, and I've been working on his campaign, so I'm very relieved.
Okay.
and Laura Thiel, Robert Kopp, and Joe Cortez, if anybody's interested.
All right. Thank you for that update. Appreciate it. All right, then if that's it, one thing to remember before next Thursday when we meet again, President Holger Knack is going to be doing his presentation on the 23rd of February, and the day that Rotary was founded, and that's at 11 a.m. If you need the link for that, let me know, and we can send that out to you. Otherwise, have a great week.
I would like to have about 7 or 8 minutes next week when I have my time to report, to walk everybody through what's going to happen at the auction on Friday night.
Okay.
It's a program plus the auction, and so want everybody to know kind of what we expect or what they can expect. It should be very good.
Sounds good.
Is good.
By the way, we have some bids already in on the silent auction, so get in there.
Yeah, great. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely make sure that happens, because next week's the key time to make sure that's done. So thank you. All right.
Hey, Brian, very quickly, for those who have an interest in space travel, Perseverance has successfully landed on Mars.
Oh, wonderful.
Great, great. Oh, that's good news. All right. Well, thank you all then, and we will see you next Thursday at noon. Have a good week. All right.
Thanks, Mitzi.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Nice
Thanks again.
talk. Very nice talk.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mitzi.
Thank you.